Hello everyone and welcome to round 45. As you can see, we've had a bit of an incident with the casualties. It's not as bad as it could have been, but it's also really not great. I am quite thankful we managed to kill a bunch of tanks on the defensive, so that is good. Let's get in there and have a look-see. Fuel deposits, we have more than we will ever be able to use, so yeah, that's quite bad, but was predicted. Crisis of Passion is thankfully nearly over. And nuclear plant. Oh good, we can begin the slow process of getting nuclear weapons to punish our enemies, and that's quite good as well. Eventually we'll be able to build some completely ridiculous vehicles with that. Cool, we got the update to our very purple artillery piece. Not going to comment on what that looks like. And RPG infantry is also good, means we can now form more specialist machine gun brigades rather than just machine gunners with attached units. Not really much use. I have no plan on using heavy armor tanks. A not terrible artifact. This is quite good because it increases the strength of your leader, well, whichever leader you give it to, and that basically makes them tougher, makes them live longer, interestingly enough, I think. Because it boosts endurance rolls, as well as being less likely to die in combat. Oof, that's quite a good infantry defensive card, so that's going to be useful. The rest is just leader bribery cards, which are also quite nice. Cool. With that, let's go have a look at the history, see what happened. Perhaps unsurprisingly, very large-scale bombardments on that hex. I wonder if we'll be able to hold it. Ah, we did hold. So that is where all the enemy tank losses came from. Actually, that's where all the losses for that turn came from. And over here we get battered backwards by superior numbers. At least a lot of the ones were the cut-off guys we weren't going to save anyway. They do have quite a lot of artillery pieces, but they don't seem to have tried to force the hexes up in this section of the front, which is good. I'm going to leave these guys in position because, as you can see, they are digging in. They're up to 140, so maximum of 200. So yeah, these guys aren't going to move unless they have to, because that defensive bonus is very nice and will hopefully save our lives. Right, before I get into the front, I'm going to have a quick look at the decisions and see how much we have in the way of... Wow, okay, we have a lot of resources. And we have used an awfully large amount of ammunition that turn. I wonder what that was about. It's possibly just we were playing catch-up because our logistics have been a bit strained. And so we now have enough points flowing. Yeah, we have a surplus and no obvious bottlenecks. Let me just quickly check the bottlenecks preview. Yep, okay, so we've not got any bottlenecks, which means, except a small one there, we may have just been basically catching up on stuff we haven't quite managed to send in previous turns. Right, let's have a look at these decisions. First up, always very important. Oh, we have industrial and mining robotization ready to be researched. There's really not much of a choice there. These are both absolutely amazing technologies. The description, like I've said previously, seems to say that you can, use this population, but what actually happens is you simply double your output of any mines or industrial places. Given that mining is where I'm hurting at the moment, but I do have more coming online. I think there was one down here and there's one over here I'm going to be able to build up. I'm almost tempted to go for industry because with the switch to polymer armor and soon to be laser weapons, the strain on metal when it comes to actual producing units is lessened, because rare resources are used by them instead. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to go for industrial, because you can never have enough industry. Simply never. And for operationalizing, which shouldn't be that hard to say, I'm going to have to choose. I'm tempted to go with heavy siege, because that's quite a lot of artillery pieces integrated into a formation. And considering the amount of forest we're dealing with, but light armor grenadiers are also quite good. Siege inventory is half the price, so yeah, let's get them out, so we can integrate some artillery into our formations and then be able to resist the enemy artillery using our own counter battery fire. Let me just quickly check how far along laser rifles is 91. I shouldn't have actually gone to this. I should have gone to reports. Okay, so they should be complete next turn. So I don't want to tie my model design council up with anything too difficult. But at the same time, we don't actually have any that we can research right now. You can see like these are the green ones we can build a model of. So design a model of. And if they were light grey, I could research them, which I mustn't have missiles yet. That's correct. Okay, I may just let the model council twiddle its thumbs unless I've got something really cheap. Potentially APC. I don't think I've actually used my anti-tank guns yet. They're okay, not great. They will the sort of design that will improve with time, rather than being great off the bat. Okay, actually no, I best go check my new artillery piece while I'm here. Basic design greatly improved, weapon design small boost, armor design small boost. They're still not very good. They're up to 5 attacks though. I take that back though. They've finally become, due to conventional gun firepower being boosted, they've finally become reasonable. The problem is, of course, with all artillery in this game, is this 85 soft attack. When you go and have a look at what they're fielding, 334 defense. So basically, to generate a hit, you have to roll a 1 to 84 dice against a 1 to 334 dice. So the odds of actually hitting aren't great. But they can also generate pinned results and for counter battery fire. So I'm definitely going to have to invest in a few of them. Yeah, we have an extra attack, roughly the same amount of soft attack, because there's a cap on this. Instead of getting more damage, it rolls over into more attacks, and we're slightly tougher because they only have combat armor. Right, I'm going to roll out a few of these guys this turn with my greatly increased recruitment, and then in the meantime I think I will just have to not research anything with my model designs, unfortunately. We'll stockpile a few discovery points. Right, onto these zones. Miranda again. People really don't like me. I don't really have many troops there. I think I will just quickly bus in a bunch of troops, because this is a thing that you can do. It is, in my opinion, a little bit gamey, but right now I need every advantage I can get. So now I have a decent amount of troops in Miranda. I can go squash the protest, and yeah, that'll do the work. The fear will reduce the unrest. So yeah, that's all good. And man, Miranda is really clamoring for a lot of my attention for it's fresh colony. It has literally a couple of thousand people living in it. 7 political points is a lot, especially considering the roll is very difficult, but if we don't, it'll probably be a critical failure, which means a lot of people will die. So I'm going to have to cough up the points, and I got a critical failure anyway. Somehow only 100 population died. Usually it's a lot more. So yeah, these guys have a massive amount of danger now, and they're not going to be happy anytime soon. That's annoying. The struggle is, as you can see, never ending with this game. Just going to ignore this. We don't care enough to actually support one or the other. Right, first things first, I'm going to make sure I don't run out of ammunition. Print a bunch of ammo, and looks like we completed our power bank, so now we're going to be stockpiling a bunch of energy for when we start to bring our laser weaponry online. What has happened here? This is quite a dip. That's odd. We seem to have reduced our industrial production by a reasonable amount, but doesn't immediately become apparent why. It's not the end of the world, but perhaps... No, I've still got enough population working the sites. Okay, we'll just have to investigate that at another point. Let's go look at our peaceful front first. Looks like we have some naughty raider types in there. And I guess we can walk these guys back where they will take up positions to cover the border there. Wherever the heck I put the rest of them, I suspect I bust them over to the front, didn't I? Not the best idea because they don't perform very well when outside of their HQ zones. These guys, yeah, these guys are busted. They've got no supply, they're dying. We should be able to wipe them out this turn without too much difficulty. This hex, I'd be very surprised if I could take that hex out. Pity we didn't, geez, they have a lot of these speed guns. I'm just gonna have a check on this out of curiosity. If we just send in a mega human wave, we get surprisingly close because they have battered themselves into exhaustion trying to break out these guys. Still not going to do it, but it would be a nice thought. Truck station almost complete. Well, no, not really almost complete. Ah, yes, because it's populated by Miranda. That was a mistake. Let me just expand the zone here to cover that. And now it should be properly built next turn because we can pull the population from Liberty instead. Oh, that's... I didn't realize that. That's really good. I have finished industry. I think the next step is probably going to be to... firstly check, see if I've got any spare population. Yes, I do. Ish. Get that soil demetallization going. Right. This 11th Infantry can stay put and dig in. I'm kind of hoping that... No, I don't see us being able to successfully attack any of these guys. They are slightly battered. And my tanks are quite good against their tanks. Savannah as well, so their defensive bonus isn't too high. I may try pile in some troops. Where's the 10th? The 10th is there. I think I need to give them a more distinctive colour. I don't remember what I haven't got there. Tan, ugly tan. At least I can tell the difference. Oh, I've actually got more tanks than I remembered. So yeah, we will definitely be able to pull off this attack in all likelihood. No, we don't want to bring those exhausted guys along. I find if you bring like infantry that struggle, infantry struggling with readiness along to attacks, what will happen is that they'll take hits and they'll break, and that will affect the morale of the rest of your units. So, just looking at these SHQ and OHQ leader modifiers, we should be okay. But, we'll see. And of course, we are very far from okay. They absolutely minced us in that first. And this was unbelievable. Our OHQs just completely flubbed their roles, which shouldn't be happening. These people are not bad leaders. Very, very deeply frustrating. At least our losses. We lost about the same amount of tanks. We just lost a handful of infantry. How annoying. Okay, he's really piling on the attackers here. I probably should have been slightly more careful. I didn't count the units well enough to realize there's something of a gap here. I will just have to shuffle up north a little bit once I finish scrubbing out these guys. And from memory, the 8th MG is on the attack. Alright, let's finish off this pocket. Oops. Yeah, that was easy. After so long, it's a relief that they're finally gone, and that's another 50 tanks, about 1,000 troops. We'll get the howitzers up to the front line where they can start to do some counter battery. Hurrah! And these guys can stretch the line south. We really are going to struggle quite a lot, I think, to get successful attacks against these guys. A big part of that is, because the laser infantry and a bunch of quad machine guns. Oh, crap. That is not good. He's got, well, to be fair, extremely bad laser tanks. Those guys are shocking. For a laser-armed tank, that is quite a poor model. I mean, compare him to my own guys, who don't even have lasers. 600 attack, 142 attack. So, slightly more hard attack, slightly worse soft attack. They do have twice as much polymer armor, which makes up the difference in hit points. So these guys are going to be better than my own tanks. But not by the margin that they really should be, considering that, yeah, they're well advanced in mine and technology and armor. So we should be right there, actually. Just do a little bit of shuffling. Trying to just see who we can put where. And the answer is less than we had hoped. Less than I'd hoped, rather. But not a completely useless amount. Okay, that seems... that yellow guy, he can run away and be strategically moved. No, he can't be strategically moved, having pressed the button and then... Yeah, he's run out of logistical projection. And let me just quickly see if there's another... Nope, doesn't seem like there is. I feel like I'm missing a battalion from the yellow brigade, but oh well, it is what it is. Oof, it's a decent number of tanks and artillery. That especially is a regiment, right? Yeah, so that's a regiment and a very scary amount of artillery pieces. So I'm going to have to reinforce up there as well. Just looking at the front and trying to decide, because I've got enough to raise a whole new brigade as well as quite a lot of independent units, and I'm pretty much going to have to do them here because it's on the main trunk of my logistics. I think I will go for RPG infantry. I'm almost tempted to wait because I'm about to research better lasers, but not for these guys. No, I will not wait. I will make a 13th infantry brigade. And what color can they be? Do we have a black? Yes, we do. We have an orange. I don't think we have like a burgundy. No, we do not. They'll be the burgundy fellas and fellesses because we're in the future. And it's all hands on deck survival situation. Right. Just looking at this, that's a speed gun. I will try and put down independent formations of some tanks. And some artillery. I'm not going to bother with motorizing them because the density of the forest won't really help. It won't really help. And motorizing also costs a lot of manpower. And we've still got good stockpiles of all of this. Actually, I'm just going to quickly check that we're not missing any units. No, we don't seem to have actually lost any unit containers yet. But we probably have a bunch of replacement to do. Yes, we do. Luckily, I can do that. My industry has given me these opportunities. Again, we're limited by the amount of recruits we can create. But now we're doing 10,000 a turn. It will hopefully help. Would it be nice if we could sell some water or something? Food is also quite cheap. A lot of things are very cheap. High-tech parts, I'd probably flog a few of those.
Roger.
We don't really need anything. So it's just good to have a buffer there of cash, because we are spending quite a lot of money on our, oops, no, wrong tab, on our military now, because, where is it gone? Morale is taking a bit of a hit, and so we're just shoveling money at them in terms of wages, and that makes them happy. Right, this one is a militia unit. It can be sent up here to guard the backfield from the rebels. And same thing here. There are some rebels in there somewhere. I just can't really spare the troops to actually go and dig them out. Industry is building. Same as here. Ah, good, we've got another level of truck station, that's nice. We've got plenty of severe population there, so I'm going to quickly divert a little bit of road. And put down a ruins scavenger.
Roger that.
This is a game that's running before the logistics update, so there's a bit more finickety stuff to do than there is since then. I still feel like I'm missing a 11th machine gun battalion somewhere. I do wonder where I put them, because there's the one up here, there's the 3 down there, and there should be a 5th, but mysteriously it has gone away. Oh well. Oh yes, I'll do a quick check, see if I've got any left over. Actually, I'll just go to the model screen. Do I have any unupgraded line troops? And yes, I do, but I'm probably not going to bother upgrading them at this point, simply because we are about to... Oops. Because we are about to update them to lasers. Actually, right, that will be a couple of turns, so we're only upgrading the combat armor anyway, which won't be upgraded then, so 7th and 4th. Which are which guys? I think these are the ones hanging about down here, so... Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. I'm not going to bother. Right, what stratagems did we pick up this turn? I don't really want to play the bad rations at this point. Besides, we have enough fate points. Oh yes, I forgot about the assassin android. Assassin android can go assist. I don't know if he assists artillery. So, oh yes, that's right. They've only just been raised, so they don't have that option. They will go to the tanks. Same for these priests. Just they can beef up our already powerful units. And I will just actually, I don't actually know what that guy does, so I'm gonna have a look. Troops he's embedded with. Wow. This guy increases attack power of the troops by a very large amount, as long as they have decent morale, which These guys don't, because they've just been raised. Hopefully next turn they will have enough morale. Speaking of, I do think, actually I think I have some leaders spare. I've only got this guy, and he's not bad at fighting. Yeah, he can be my next. He would probably be a better governor, to be honest. Okay, I just have to. Actually, I have just enough to recruit another guy, so he's ready for next turn. Cat Kepler is a very good scientific leader, but a very, very good combat leader. Wow. For a capacity 3 leader, which is a bit above average, these are some incredible stats for a fresh leader. Not the best I've seen, but for a capacity 3, very solid. So I'm quite pleased with that. Next turn she can take over the 13th Infantry. And they can start doing what they do best, beat up on some tanks. As you can see, the troops you get in one of these is simply a swap for the set of 800, well, that one's a bit split, but instead of 800 troopers and 200 machine guns, you get 800 troopers and 200 Panzer Scares, who desperately need an update to heavy guided RPG. Right, everything is in pretty good shape, so I'm just going to do it once around the map, see what is happening. Over here, oops, I forgot you can't double click there. Over here we have the world's largest concentration of troops, apart from perhaps our front. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Bloodfort is amassing a good number of men to go hammer and tongs at Bolton Wanderers. Bolton Wanderers is currently unable to declare war on not the Federation despite wanting to, because their relations are so high it would devastate his morale and population happiness, which would cripple him for what he expects to be a very difficult fight against Bloodfort. Although, looking at these numbers, unless my spies, let me just see how many spies I actually have in each of those zones. Unless my spies are wrong, and I've got enough of them, they're probably not very. I don't see how Bloodfort manages to break through the concentration of troops he's got here, even though a lot of them aren't quite upgraded to lasers. I mean, there's a bunch of infantry, a bunch of howitzers, very big howitzers, but even the very big expensive ones are only marginally better than the ones I'm fielding, which are only 180mm. The tanks are not that scary. I think it's a high velocity gun. That's howitzer. Not that scary for the most part. That's a bit strange. I don't see any really good troops, which, considering their technology, I would have expected that. Let's go have a look at Bloodfort. Because if you look at their technology, look at this. Optimized energy guns, optimized energy small arms, vehicle armor, everything's fairly optimized. They're actual techs, they have lasers, they have rifles. Luckily, they haven't got missiles or nuclear or anything by the looks of it. So that is good. And looking at Bloodfort's military, they've got 2 assault infantry brigades, 3 grenadier infantry brigades. And that's it. They really haven't mobilized for war. So I mean, that's good. Compare it to the, let's see, 5 brigade, no, 1, 4, 5, and that's a core, not a... So yeah, I mean, Bolton significantly outnumbers them. even if their troops average worse. I don't think he needs to worry that much, to be completely honest. At least we can be assured that most of Bloodfort's troops are hanging out, not looking to shank us in our exposed rear. I think he's just investing in his tech lead and industrial lead and hoping to run away with the game. Although he hasn't actually built that many industrial sites. Eight industrial sites. More than us, but I'm kind of hoping ours are higher quality. Right, that is pretty much it for this turn. So thanks everyone for watching, and don't forget to do the whole like and subscribe thing if you feel it's worthwhile. Thanks everyone.